Well, hello there. Only One Kenobi here, only one. And it is a pleasure and an honor to review this one because I really like this. I like Jawas. They are so classic Star Wars. They are the first aliens you see, really, I think. As far as I'm concerned, yeah, they are. But, yeah, so while I'm really pleased with this figure, and it's kind of bittersweet, this one, really, because this is what I wanted them to do for this. This here is the VC, what is this one now? Going back to VC 161. Can you see what I'm filming there? 161. And it was always a dream of mine for them to give us a Jawa card, number one, of which they did. So thank you. But I really wanted them to do what they've done here for this, for the classic card back. But they didn't. One of my original visions was that they were going to maybe put 2 Jawas onto a card back, this card back here. Do you remember in the Black series? I'll show you the figure. There it is, right there. There was 2 of them. There was the big guy and the littler guy, and you got them in a 2-pack. I thought maybe they could have just repacked them, given that this is a repack of the big guy. See? It's the same figure. I thought they could be less stingy and give you those 2 figures again on this card back and call it not Jawa, but Jawas. But they didn't, obviously. I don't know why I had that thought. It was just a thought to make it easier for them to just bring out this card back. But what they did do was they gave you just the big guy, which is a bit of a cop-out, man, because if you're going to give us just the one guy, give us the ultimate Jawa, which would be this. I mean, when I say ultimate, I mean, it's a good Jawa, but I just think when it's vintage collection, it's got to have soft goods on it, you know, given that right the way back to the first 12. I know there was a vinyl cape Jawa. You know, they had a subsequent soft goods. I just think that done correctly, soft goods in TVC with hard goods like this guy is, just looks brilliant. So many textures and layers going on and gives you lots of contrast, shall we say. Now this guy here is, see, I brought a few Jawas through. I've got that guy like you've just seen, the Black Series reissue, which is also the TVC one. And I've also brought through the Off-World dude, which I haven't got many of them open yet. I have got a few carded still yet to open that I could do and army build him up a bit. But basically this that you're looking at here is the same as him. But this guy has a couple of differences. Obviously the colour. But he's also got this more hard goods behind him. Like he's got a little bit of an extra like waistcoat thing. I'm going to have to watch it again, the show, to see how this guy differs from all the others. You know what I mean? Check out the show again. See how he looks. But he, as far as I'm concerned, he was like all the other ones you saw in A New Hope. Obviously, this is not New Hope. This is Obi-Wan Kenobi, but it is set on Tatooine. Whereas these guys were really different. These Off-Worlds going back to The Mandalorian. And I'm filming this on the 27th of February. In fact, it's actually past midnight now, so it's actually the 28th. These guys had red eyes, man, which was interesting. And obviously they weren't on Tatooine. These were the first time we saw Jawas off-world, hence off-world Jawas. Let's just check out this guy, man. Look at this great figure. Just imagine that on the classic New Hope, man. Oh. They could still do it, man. They could reissue it maybe somehow. Make the bubble a little smaller so you can see the Jawa a bit more there. I don't know. But this is a great figure. This is obviously Teeka, that cheeky Jawa that we saw trying to sell stuff that Obi-Wan had already bought. Teeka, haven't I already bought that from you before? I can't remember what he says. I haven't watched it enough times to know the script. But here are these gizmos that come with him. I don't know where they fit in with him. I presume they were seen on set. But, again, I'll have to watch it again to know that. But it's a great figure, isn't it? Really good. We'll have a look at the card back now. Speaking of gizmos and stuff, you'll see on the card all those items there. It's great, isn't it? I love all that. The real world aesthetic of Star Wars. Now that thing there on his belt looks a bit like one of these things here, but it's not. It can't be. These are much bigger. There he is. Speaking of cheeky Jawas, I'm sure there was a couple of other cheeky Jawas when Molly Potter, what was her name? The woman who helped Mandalorian in the hangar bay of the Mos Eisley, the spaceport. She was like talking Jawa, like whatever. She could talk the Frog Lady's language as well. I was watching that episode the other night. So funny. You see her mouth moving as well. Her lips are moving like she'll look like a horse or something. But yeah, I'm sure there was a couple of Jawas there that swung by and were talking to her. And she was talking about, like, almost insinuating like she'd had a relationship with one of them, which was a bit interesting. Multi-species relations or whatever. But anyway, they're quite interesting, aren't they? Jawas are great. And do you know what? They're ruthless as well. Do you watch that? Remember that episode? Go back to these guys. When Mando finally climbed to the top of the sandcrawler, they let him have it, man. They all shot him multiple guns. Speaking of which, this is a feature on this one here. I know this isn't the figure. We'll come to him in a second. But this one here has got that gun, which is a, what do you call it now? It's like an ion cannon, isn't it? And I didn't fully register with this figure, even though I've already reviewed it. The paint app on that. Probably because the colour of him is not, he's not silver, but he's that kind of a tone that blends in with it. Whereas this one, I noticed straight away the gun. It's been weathered exactly the same as this one. However, I didn't notice that one until now. But this one, you really did notice it. Let's take him off the spinner a minute. Look at that. It's good to see they've done it. And speaking of which, this is the Black Series one. And I've put that same gun, I think it is. It's got a brown rifle, but whatever you want to call it there. So that's got a bit of paint, but the rest of it is just plain black. And we can vouch for that on this one here, see? Which looks all right, but that looks way better. All that silver touch up there. So it's good to see it. Well done, Hasbro, for giving us that extra detail. And as for the figure, I told you about the poncho thing. That's similar to this guy on the back. Yeah, he's got a tie there, so has he. But as you can see, he's got that kind of waistcoat thing, which is additional. But I just wanted to let you know that I don't usually get this technical. I usually rely on observant viewers of the channel who know a lot more than I. But I did have a look inside here. And the feet look exactly the same as this guy. The same sculpt. Can you see that? The bandagey type boots. And also I tried to see if he had a ball joint, and he doesn't. He's just got hinged waist, or a hinged, whatever you call it. Let's have a look and pull up his thing. Yeah, see, there's no ball joint there, which he doesn't need it really. Maybe one that rides a bantha would need that, but oh no, not a bantha. What am I thinking of? It's the Ronto these guys ride. I'm just filming random Jawas now. Hang on, this is the guy we should be focusing on. So I just wanted to let you know that although this is hard goods on the exterior, they've got the same legs, basically. That's all. So I assume you would classify that as a kit bash, right? It's got parts that have been recycled over. And as for the face, oh, I don't know. I'd need another expert to... I'm not saying I'm an expert. I'm just saying I'd need an expert to come in and tell me about that, because they have had all sorts of other really good Jawas in the past. Some of them I don't even own, like in the Legacy collection. I don't know if this face has been seen before or not. I'd need some help on that one. But still, unfortunately, the lighting is meaning you can't see his face. He's so dark. So I'll just hold him up towards the light there. There you go. But really like it. Well done, Hasbro. Like that one. God, that's quite a long video. I don't know if I'll have to edit that down a bit. But still, let's just have a look at these accessories here. Let's have a look at it. Yeah, man. Interesting. Yeah, I like that. But as I say, what I like about this saddens me about that, because that could have been so much more. Could have been something like that. Imagine that on there, man. That would have been kick-ass. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, back of the card. There you are. All these are yet to come. Quite a lot of them. Looking forward to doing them as well. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only one.